What's going on with Jaylen Brown and how healthy is he heading into the NBA playoffs? We're going to break down the latest on the Boston Celtics starter, but we're also going to give a little bit of a preview for the Boston Celtics first round. The regular season is almost over. It's looking like the Celtics are probably going to be in second place. Who will they face and what will that outcome be? Before we hop into today's show, if you guys are excited for the NBA playoffs, go on ahead and spam me in the comment section down below. We are entering our final week of NBA regular season, and then it gets really, really fun. So go on ahead and let me know by spamming me in the comment sections. It's finally here, the end of the regular season. The Boston Celtics have 5 more regular season games to play, and then they will head into the first round of the NBA playoffs and try to do what no NBA team has done since 2017 and go back-to-back as champions. But in order to do that, we need to have the Boston Celtics fully healthy right now. We had a scare a couple of weeks ago with Jason Tatum falling on Sabonis' foot and twisting his ankle. Drew Holiday with a broken finger. Kristaps Porzingis dealing with bronchitis. And then, of course, Jaylen Brown has also been dealing with that knee injury. But Brown seems to be the only player that is still having lingering issues around that knee injury. Tatum looks pretty solid. Drew Holiday's playing through the finger injury. Kristaps Porzingis is taking the rest that he needs, but Brown has been missing the last few games over the last couple of weeks. It's making me wonder, is he not 100% ready to go for a possible 7-round series against an opponent in the NBA playoffs? And just to add on more to what this possible injury could be, not that this matters obviously to Jaylen Brown. What matters is winning the NBA championship, but he will have to play 5 out of the final 6 Celtics games to reach his 65-game mark to be eligible for NBA awards. Once again, I don't think that's on Jaylen Brown's mind, but as Celtics fans, we want to see him get recognized. I would love to see him make an All-NBA team. I think he's been phenomenal this year, but he does have to reach that 65-game threshold, so that is something to keep an eye on as we do enter April 13th, which is the last game of the season. So it's a very fickle situation because you want those extra reps for Jaylen Brown. You want the starting 5 to have those extra reps for the playoffs, but you also don't want to push the limits like we saw with Jason Tatum getting hurt against a opponent that doesn't matter to the Celtics, which is the Sacramento Kings. But Joe Mazzulla did talk about how they're kind of balancing this and what this is going to mean for Brown moving forward into the postseason. He said you want him to continue to get into form, to continue to work. At the same time, find that balance and make sure he's ready to go. I trust him, the way he prepares himself, so whatever he thinks is best is what we'll do. But that's the thing, is that we don't actually know what Jaylen Brown is technically dealing with. He hasn't disclosed what is going on with his knee. He's just said that this is the first time in his NBA career that he is dealing with a knee injury. So we're not sure what the extent of it is. We don't know if there's actually a muscle in there that needs the required recovery time, but he's not giving it. So if Joe Mazzulla trusts Jaylen Brown and his recovery process, and I guess as fans, all we have to do is trust Jaylen Brown as well. But we do know the Boston Celtics can win without Brown, but it does make it a lot harder. So I need you guys right now, the subscribers of Celtics Today by Chat Sports, if you guys want Jaylen Brown to be healthy for the NBA playoffs, go on ahead, spam 7 in the comment section down below. I have no idea why you wouldn't want him to be healthy. So be sure, put your 7 in the comment section if you guys haven't already. Thankfully, the other Boston Celtics seem to be recovering pretty well, and Jaylen Brown does still have plenty of time to recover and rest before the NBA playoffs, but we need Jaylen Brown. We need him paired up with Jason Tatum to take us to the promised land. And JB talked about, look, this is not a one-person team. He said, come playoffs, my goal is to be feeling my best. So we're just working through that. It's a thing that we manage and push through, and we've got a good plan in place. So it's not like he's just waking up one day and says, you know what, maybe I'll play today, maybe I won't. Obviously, there is a structure that we don't know about that Jaylen Brown is working through. He's also going to listen to his body over the course of the next regular season games to make sure that he's good for the playoffs. And in the meantime, you got to keep relying on Baylor Shireman. Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Torrey Craig. The Celtics bench needs to continue stepping up the way they have in the past because their number may be called in the NBA playoffs the way that it was last year with players like Xavier Tillman and Jaden Springer as well. So Jaylen Brown really spoke on the importance of maybe taking some rest in regular season games to make sure the Celtics bench is ready to go. JB said, we've had the next man up mentality probably since I've been in a Celtic uniform. The strength is in us. It's not in one or two players. It's always been our team, always being able to be versatile. Any given night, somebody can kill you. A lot of our guys, they're primed, they're experienced, they're ready for the big moment. It's that time of the year, so now it's when we get ready. I'm not worried about Jaylen Brown heading into the playoffs. I'm not. Injuries happen all the time. We see this with professionals. I think Jaylen Brown is as professional as they get. He's going to push himself, but we do hope that he takes in consideration not to push himself too hard, but help the Celtics win in any way. But it is step by step, game by game. Who will the Celtics face in round one of the NBA playoffs that will start the race to back? We're going to break that down in just 1 second. But first, let me tell you guys real quick about our sponsor on today's show. It is PrizePicks. If you guys haven't played PrizePicks before, now is the time to do so. All you guys have to do is just download the PrizePicks app. Use promo code CLNS. This will give you guys $50 instantly when you make your first $5 lineup. And to make a lineup, it's super simple. All you guys have to do is just pick more or less on at least two players for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash, and you can run your game all season long on PrizePicks. You can mix and match player projections from different sports, and you can combine your favorite basketball players with players from baseball, hockey, esports, and much more. PrizePicks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Go on ahead and download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the PrizePicks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. It's safe to say here with about 5 games left in the regular season, Boston's pretty much locked into the number 2 seed, which is okay. It's been a race to try to catch up to the Cavs the entire year, but unless the Cavaliers absolutely implode in this next week, it looks like the Boston Celtics will be number 2 in the Eastern Conference, which means they are going to be facing either a 7th or an 8th seed in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Now, obviously, down the list of the Eastern Conference standings, there are still teams that are very close to getting that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th position. And to be more specific, Orlando Magic right now, they're 7th in the Eastern Conference with a record of 38-40. The Atlanta Hawks right behind them. Then the Miami Heat number 9. And then the Chicago Bulls, who are right now very surprisingly trying to play for a playoff game, play-in game, despite losing some of their starters. So to face the Orlando Magic in round number 1, that would be extremely tedious because they're the second best defensive rating in the NBA. And they also are pretty much the Boston Celtics kryptonite as they are they allow the fewest 3-pointers made and 3 points attempted per game. We know the Boston Celtics take the most threes, make the most threes out of any NBA team right now. So to face a team like this for 5 games in a row, it would be very challenging for the Boston Celtics to try and find other ways to score, knowing that their 3-ball isn't going to be on every single game. But with the Orlando Magic, they also do have a couple of players that have been dealing with season-long injuries in Paolo Banchero, and you also have Franz Wagner. So, knowing that they are a little bit beat up, it would still be a pretty tough competitor to try and go up against in a first round, but overall, I do think the Boston Celtics would take the win over the Orlando Magic. Same thing here with the Atlanta Hawks. They beat Boston twice this season at home. They're actually 2-1 against the Celtics this year. They're 5th in the NBA for points per game. They're heavily offensive. And not to mention Dyson Daniels, who is in the running right now for most improved player. He's been electric the last couple of weeks. The last couple of months, I mean, he has been the star of the Atlanta Hawks. So Dyson Daniels has given the Boston Celtics a couple of butt whoopings earlier this year. And I know when the Hawks and the Celtics were playing, it was back in, November, December when the Boston Celtics were having this identity crisis, but this could be a pretty tough 7-game series if it does lead up to that. So I'll ask you guys right now, who do you want to play in the first round? Of those 4 teams that I just mentioned, who would you rather face in the first round of the NBA playoffs? Go on ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. I'll give you guys my answer in just a minute. Of course, the Boston Celtics rival the Miami Heat, who just snapped our 9-game win streak. For some God-known reason, the Celtics are struggling to play at home. But the Miami Heat are a little less likely to happen because they do still have to try and beat the Atlanta Hawks. They're 1.5 games behind the Hawks right now, and they've been super hot, so I'm not sure if the Miami Heat will be able to catch up with them, and obviously a number 9 seed is not going to play the Boston Celtics in the first round. And they're also dealing with a handful of injuries as well, so you have to make sure that the Miami Heat, if they do somehow pass the Atlanta Hawks, I don't know if they'd be fully healthy to take on the Boston Celtics, so I would assume that this either goes to 4 games or 5 games the same way that it did last year. And last but not least, the Chicago Bulls. They're currently fighting for a play-in spot, and this is actually very surprising considering they lost DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine to the Sacramento Kings, so Kobe White and Matas Buzelis are trying to lead the team right now to try and get them back to the playoffs, but I think this is probably the most unlikely first-round matchup because not only do they have to try and overtake the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, then they have to go and try and beat the Atlanta Hawks to get in that 7-8 position. So I don't think the Chicago Bulls have enough in the last 5 games be able to overturn those Eastern Conference standings, but I guess never say never. So I'm going to go with the Orlando Magic. I want the toughest kind of challenge for the Boston Celtics in the first round. I really do. It sounds crazy, right? But this is going to prepare them for the rest of the NBA playoffs. If they have to try and score outside of the 3-ball, it's going to make them more versatile for challenges later down the road against the Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I like playing the Orlando Magic. I think it'd be a great series. It'd be a great matchup. It'd be perfect for the Boston Celtics to get 5 games, maybe 6 under their belt. So I'm going to take the Orlando Magic in the first round. But I want you guys to predict the Celtics' first round series. Give me who they're playing and the outcome. For example, I'm taking Boston Celtics versus the Orlando Magic, and I'm going to take the Boston Celtics winning 4 games and the Orlando Magic winning 2 games. Boston wins in 6. Go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already. The playoffs are right around the corner. I want you guys to be a part of it. All you have to do is hit that sub button for me.